Look at a map of the world. We've all been taught that there are 7 continents, but what if I told you that maps have been lying to us for centuries? Take New Zealand. We think of it as a beautiful, isolated island nation, but it isn't just an island. It is actually the tip of the highest mountains of a massive, submerged 8th continent, a hidden world that sank to the bottom of the Pacific Ocean millions of years ago. Forget the myth of Atlantis. This is real geography. Welcome to Zealandia, the hidden 8th continent that we only just discovered. Imagine for a second that we could pull a giant plug and drain the Pacific Ocean. As the water level drops, a colossal, jagged landmass emerges from the dark depths. This isn't a tiny coral reef or a small shelf. Zealandia is a sprawling, continuous landmass spanning nearly 2 million square miles. To put that into perspective, it is about half the size of Australia and larger than the entire Indian subcontinent. Yet a staggering 94% of it is completely underwater. It is hiding out of sight beneath thousands of feet of crushing ocean waves. Only the absolute highest mountain peaks of this continent manage to keep their heads above the water. Today, we know these surviving peaks as New Zealand, New Caledonia, and a few surrounding territories. But how exactly do you lose an entire continent? To understand, we have to rewind the clock about 85 million years. Back then, dinosaurs roamed the Earth, and Zealandia wasn't underwater at all. It was locked tightly together with Australia and Antarctica in the ancient, massive supercontinent known as Gondwana. It was a thriving landscape covered in lush rainforests and deep valleys. Then, tectonic forces began to rip Gondwana apart. Zealandia broke off and started to drift away into the Pacific. But there was a massive structural problem. Unlike the thick, sterny rock of North America or Asia, Zealandia's crust was being stretched incredibly thin by tectonic forces. Think of it like a piece of thick pizza dough being pulled apart until it sags in the middle. Because the crust became so thin, it was no longer buoyant enough to float high on the Earth's mantle. So, over tens of millions of years, Zealandia slowly, silently sank beneath the waves. When the continent went down, it took its ecosystems with it. But the life that survived on the remaining high peaks, modern-day New Zealand, evolved in total isolation. It's why New Zealand has such bizarre, unique wildlife today, like flightless birds and ancient reptiles. They are the living relics of a sunken world. For centuries, sailors navigated the waters above it, completely unaware that a sunken continent lay miles beneath their hulls. You might be wondering, isn't the ocean floor just the ocean floor? Actually, no. Geologists recently proved that the crust of Zealandia is made of continental rock, like granite and schist, not the dense volcanic basalt that makes up the normal ocean bed. Deep-sea drilling expeditions have even brought up core samples containing pollen and spores from ancient land plants, proving beyond a doubt that this submerged world was once high and dry. It wasn't until 2017 that a team of international geologists officially declared Zealandia the world's 8th continent. And just recently, in late 2023, scientists finally completed mapping the entire continent using satellite data and gravity maps. They revealed ancient riverbeds, sprawling valleys, and towering plateaus, all perfectly preserved in the freezing dark. Zealandia completely changes how we look at our planet. It proves that Earth is still hiding massive, continent-sized secrets right under our noses, or rather, under our boats. If you could take a submarine down to explore the lost sunken forests of Zealandia, what do you think you'd find?